Good morning, Doctor and my friends. We are Group 4. I'm Tan Jiaxuan, and my group members are Esther Dang Shini, Noor Aishikin bin Mahmoud, Goh Hui Yu, Lin Wei Chen, Mohammad Fakhur Azim bin Zumi, Lin Wen Ni, and Wan Pui Yi. Today, we are going to present our topic, which is Religion and Sustainable Economy. The current world that we are living in is a world where people are expecting and aiming for stable social and economic growth as well as environmental sustainability. Since 2015, the United Nations has established and adopted an ancient core Sustainable Development Goals as known as SDGs, where the people in all countries in this world need to ensure and protect the earth so that by the year of 2030, everyone is able to enjoy their life on this peaceful planet. Out of the 70 goals in SDGs, Goal 8, which is decent working economic growth, is the action that has a close relation to the development of a sustainable economy for purpose of enhance the people's living values by creating job opportunities for the population in countries and constantly aim for a sustained economic growth. However, since COVID-19 outbreak in 2019, many people lost their jobs, homes, and even live. In this report, let's take a look on the perspective from the Islam and Buddhism religions toward sustainable economy, since these two are the major religions in this world. First, let us talk about Islam religion perspective towards sustainable economy. From an Islamic perspective, the idea of sustainable economic development, which emphasizes growth that fulfills current needs without jeopardizing future generations' ability to satisfy their own needs, is not holistic because it solely addresses material requirements. Besides, from an Islamic perspective, economic development should take into account both material and spiritual needs. A sustainable economy necessitates an effective mechanism for wealth transfer in society because there can be no sustainable economy if poverty reigns. Islam has put in place several measures to support long-term economic progress in society. These include the obligatory payment of zakat and the voluntary payment of sadaqat, the establishment of WAQF, the prohibition of riba and gara, and the enforcement of inheritance laws. Islamic economic thinking is mainly founded on the ideals of fairness and justice. Trade is encouraged, but only within the framework of Sharia law. As a result, the Islamic economic system is mostly value-driven and adheres to sustainability principles. Economic development from the standpoint of sustainability is the process of utilizing natural resources at a specific level for human well-being demands. Compliance with the Islamic holistic approach to sustainable economic development will ensure that economic development is managed in a way that protects the interests of all parties concerned, including humans, animals, and environment. Above all, the way of Allah is followed in terms of economic progress. Next, let's talk about Buddhism religion's perspective towards sustainable economy. Buddhism core principles are founded on non-self, reducing suffering, involving awareness and collaboration. The sustainable Buddhism economics is the reduction of suffering, which attends to all sentient beings. Buddhism economics encourage moderation in spending, supplemented with continual meditation, which leads to a better degree of fulfillment than the pursuit of happiness over and over again. Buddhism believes that sustainable economic development is the non-violence to solve social problems, and the market is only needed to ensure the basic needs of society. In the perspective of a sustainable economy from Buddhism, true caring entails recognizing one's duties and using empathy. Sustainability in the Buddhism sense is not the same as sustainable development. According to the essential teaching of the tradition, as a substitute, it is about securing enough financial security, avoiding damage in business transactions, and attaining personal liberation. As a result, economic and technical progress is a consequence of the primary Buddhism objective of achieving complete liberation from suffering. Next, I will let our group members Pui to present the next part. Thank you.
Next, I'll continue with comparison between Islam and Buddhism perspective of sustainable economy. In terms of value, Islam valued material and spiritual needs, as well as noble value among human beings. While for the Buddhism focused on reduced suffering. Principle of sustainable economy based on Islam is that Islamic economic system endows the poor with sufficient purchasing power, which facilitates the circulation of money in the market as well as economic growth. While for the Buddhism, the first principle of sustainable economy is morality. The second is simplicity and sustainable. The third is principle of interconnection. Point of view of sustainable economy in Islam perspective and Buddhist perspective. For Islam perspective is the high environmental awareness and maintaining harmony in our relationship with the natural world is a human responsibility. Next, the advances and positive changes in natural, for example, environmental education that lead to environmental innovation and development of future Muslim scholarship. The Green Endowment Fund also able to lead to establishment of eco-friendly mosques. From perspective of Buddhism, the first is a human must pay attention to environmental issue and human moral issue. Buddhism economics integrate the value of compassion and a balanced life in order to pursue economic activity. Not only that, Buddhism also believes that using natural resources on demand is important in order to keep them sustainable. Let's continue with discussion on sustainable economy, a view as Islam. As a Muslim, Islam strongly encourages a country to run an economic sustainability system. This is because a sustainability system able to measure the level of economic performance in order to ensure that the economic stability in the long run. In addition, Islam also runs an economy based on fairness and justice in order to prevent oppression of subordinates. Not only that, in order to obtain economic sustainability, Islam also conducts dealings and transactions by way of waqf and zakat imposed on certain people to be given to those who are in need. Next, I'll continue with discussion on sustainable economy. Our view as Buddha. As a Buddhist, I believe sustainable development is related to technological and economic progress. From our view as Buddhists, sustainable development in the economy is not the final goal. Instead, it is a path in the process of achieving sustainability. However, if people persist in assuming the accomplishment of sustainable economy as an objective, then they will be in trouble and in pain. The main purpose of Buddhism is to end suffering, to achieve sustainability. The third is that development is not consistent. It will change over time depending on situations. Hence, in conclusion, Buddhism's sustainable economic view is based on a paradigm that seeks to eliminate satisfactoriness. In summary, there are three concepts of sustainability in Buddha. First is sustainable development process that can be achieved through inner practice and is not what it looks like on the surface. Due to nothing is forever, everything will be unstopped change, especially when we are unsatisfied with the status quo. If people had purified their inner spirit and material well-being, then safe economic activities would be accomplished and the inner could get freedom from releasing pain. Second is, don't set the development process as a final target and aim to achieve it. It should be the path of improving humanity to achieve sustainability. Her third is that the development is not consistent. It will change over the time depending on situation. In conclusion, Buddhism's sustainable economic view is based on a paradigm that seeks to eliminate satisfactoriness. In conclusion, the research analysis shows that both Islam and Buddhism religions have their own perspective of views on a sustainable economy. From the viewpoint of Islam, it is important to have a sustainable economy because the growth of economic development able to help to satisfy people's needs and wants, so that everyone in this world can live a balanced life. However, on the other hand, Buddhism does not have the same view as Islam, where the sustainable economy is an essential teaching of tradition. In their viewpoint, a sustainable economy is to secure enough financial security, evade business transaction failure, as well as to achieve personal liberation. This proves that although both religions have different perspectives towards sustainability of economy, however, in the end, they both have the same goal, which is offering a better quality of goods and services as well as life to people in the world.